Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. Not all fruits belong in a fruit salad.
That's right.
Right? Cucumber is a fruit. If the seed is inside, scientifically, your knowledge tells you it's a fruit. But not all fruits belong in a fruit salad.
Welcome to the Man's Space. I'm Marquis Martin Hayes, where I get to co-host Dr. Kas, who had this amazing vision to create space for us men to show up and talk about subjects that we know we need to talk about in a space that has both masculine and feminine energy in it, hoping to provide solutions and resources for you and your expression as a man as you continue to grow. Be yourself and empower the people around you. Dr. Kas, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Marquis. Delighted to be here and thrilled to be having this conversation as we figure out ways to bring content that's going to help our men build safe places and have safe conversations.
So today, we're going to talk about financial resiliency. Men, we know the majority of our life is spent earning. Well, how much earning, and we often end up only focused on that one area of life and doing it wrong, quite frankly. Dr. Kaz has a wealth of knowledge in the financial arena. I won't spoil it, I'll let her tell you. But here's what I want to encourage you to do: take out your pad, take out your phone, pull out the notes, and start taking some notes, because financial resiliency is that key that we're all secretly striving for. She's going to give us some tools today that can help us accelerate, also maintain, and be wise in the process. Dr. Cass?
Thank you so much, Marquis. So when we think of financial resiliency, I imagine emotional resiliency and financial resiliency as the bookends of life. We need emotional resiliency to navigate life, and we need financial resiliency to navigate life. Both of them are important. And when we lose financial resiliency, our emotional resiliency is out the door. So if there is a primary and secondary financial resiliency anchors or emotional resiliency, because we live in a material society. If we live in a society where we have our own land, we grow our own food, when COVID happens, who cares if we don't have money? Because why do we need money?
Right.
Money is never demanded for itself, right? We can't eat it, we can't wear it, we can't build in it, live in it, nothing. It's a medium of exchange. So if I understand that about money and look at finance from the place of wealth, then I'm automatically beginning to pivot. Now imagine a US society during COVID. You couldn't go anywhere, groceries were what they were, you had specific time to shop, you had lost your job, most people didn't have income coming in. The richest country in the world, people were struggling. Now take a poor country where they have no electricity, they have no running water, but they all grow what they eat. It didn't matter to them. Because one person raised chickens, another person raised cows, another person raised goats, and everybody had fruits and vegetables growing in their yards, and everybody exchanged. And there is wood, there is fire, there is sun, there is electricity, there is water, there's electricity, there's wind, there is electricity, right? So technological advancements and becoming first world and rushing towards the first world doesn't always give us resiliency. It makes us much more vulnerable. But in order to truly understand resiliency, we need to get past money, which is a medium of exchange, and embrace wealth. There are 8 kinds of wealth that gives us financial resiliency. The first wealth is Earth, Mother Nature. If Mother Nature is aggravated, I don't care if your home is a $10 million, $100 million home.
It's gone.
If she has got the wrath, it's burnt. If she floods your neighborhood, you're gone.
Yeah.
Right? Money doesn't buy you that. So honoring Mother Nature and investing and living, coexisting with nature in honor of nature is the first wealth. Then your food. What we consume, we become. And without food, we can't live. Food includes water. We can go for about 20, 25 days without food, but we can't go even for 7 days without water.
Right. That's right.
So understanding that food is wealth is important,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then understanding that knowledge and wisdom is wealth. A lot of times we stop at knowledge, we don't transition to wisdom. Knowledge, this is how I explain when I talk to people. Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. Not all fruits belong in a fruit salad,
That's right.
right? Cucumber is a fruit. If the seed is inside, scientifically, your knowledge tells you it's a fruit, but
Mm-hmm.
not all fruits belong in a fruit salad. That's wisdom. Wisdom is also then knowing, yes, I am not chasing anything. I'm manifesting my purpose. In the process, I'm creating wealth. My wealth creation doesn't come only in terms of money. So when I'm negotiating my compensation, I'm not just going to go to the highest paid job. I'm going to go to the job that gives me work-life balance, that puts my value of family first, my health and mental health first, gives me my time off instead of saying, well, didn't we give you a laptop? Take it with you when you go on vacation. Then it's not a vacation. I'm remote working, right?
Yeah. Have
So
you?
wealth is your health.
Mm-hmm.
You can't forget that. Just because you have money, don't go and spend it on expensive restaurants. The food is not healthy.
It's not.
Get together with the community. Everybody make a dish, share it. There are so many different ways we can do this. So food is a form of health is a form of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge is a form of wealth. Our courage is wealth. And courage is not physical might. Courage is about daring to live your purpose, daring to live with kindness and compassion and love in a society that devalues it.
Mm-hmm.
Courage is being true to who you are. And I would go one step further and say courage is living your life in a way using the gifts your creator gave you, because this gift is a gift from God. And how you honor your God is to live with courage, to live that purpose, regardless of how society labels that. So we have knowledge, we have courage. And then I'm not going to go through all of them, but also remember your community, your relationships are wealth. Human relationships are the most important wealth, because when we lose everything, do you have anybody who will come to your door? When there was COVID and you were sick, did anybody bring and leave food at your front porch and walk away? Or did everybody was giving you sad, broken heart faces and emojis on Facebook and Instagram? Those are not relationships.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So technology creates addiction and ego, but step away and build those real relationships that are the single most valuable wealth.
Mm.
Because when you build relationships, you're rich and wealthy as the entire community.
Mm. It's good.
And last but not least, your spiritual strength.
Yeah.
When your chips are down,
Yeah.
if your community doesn't show up, you need to be able to draw from within. That is also wealth. So a financial resiliency comes from creating wealth and knowing that I can lean in and draw from all of this, and then having a plan with risk mitigation, not just, is this going to happen to me? Or it's never going to happen to me. A plane just crashed in India and it crashed into a hospital and a building. You can die in a plane crash without ever getting in a plane,
I didn't
right?
even know that's where it was. I'm
So
wow.
without saying it will never happen to me, right? We're seeing so many things happening to other people, and people are sitting back and saying it'll never happen to me. It will happen to you. It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Build the relationships, build the resiliency, and create the environment where when it happens to you, other people are not going to behave the way you are now behaving towards them.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I want to say before I transition back to you, Marquis, is as a society, the way we allow ourselves to be governed is also a wealth.
Yeah.
And in a democracy, we get to choose. We may not like the government, but we choose based on our rules of engagement. American football is what we are playing. We can't cry that we don't have soccer rules, right? So if that's the game we're playing and we are all part of it, don't make it a spectator sport. Get engaged. Get engaged and shape it, because how we shape our public policy becomes our destiny, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. You're so right. You're so right, Doc. This is so good. Those 8 fundamentals of wealth and really taking them all into heart. I think the singular focus we've had of it just being money is why, other episode, we have midlife crisis, why we have broken relationships, why we seek and find ourselves in very addictive behaviors, because we're looking for all these areas we've neglected. And it may seem like a challenge, right? To be able to do all the things you mentioned and still work. But I think that's where having the foresight of knowing what we should be shooting for and it not being singular, but it being holistic, begins to sort and help us figure out, like you said, does this offer me work life balance, or am I just going to make a few more pennies? Because that's going to go to taxes if I don't have the ability, the strategy set up to offset it. So am I really getting in advance, or is it costing me more? So thank you so much. I feel like this was so rich and so full of nuggets and things that I'm even looking deeper, like how can I manage this? And what relationships am I around, but I haven't tapped into that provides me wealth? So I had someone tell me before, hey man, we want to help you build. Let us. And that's just part of being in community. So thanks for that, Doc. You give us new places to consider.
So I'm curious, Marcus, what questions as a man for the man space come up for you when men think of financial resilience?
Yeah. So how much money I got in the bank, right? That's kind of our bottom line. But what we don't think about, Dr. Kaz, I can't say all, man. Generally speaking, what we don't think about is how everyone else is a part of our wealth. We look at them as things that we hope for, but we're told and we've practiced that there are no guarantees, so we don't emotionally invest. My question to you is, how, from your perspective, right, how can we take these other areas that may be shallow or non existent for some of us? How do we begin to incorporate, to look at, to add them in? Because for so long, I've hid behind this shadow of this is the money I make, this is the clothes I wear, this is the cars I drive, and this is who I am. But I'm realizing in this time in America, I can be replaced tomorrow. So how do we do that without losing ourselves?
Insightful question, especially the thing that is going to replace us is a robot with artificial intelligence, not a person,
Hmm.
right? So we can't get mad at anybody.
Yeah.
And the question is very deep from the perspective of, if I am looking at everything based on my bank account, then let's first ask, what is going to your bank account? Are you paying yourself first? Is 20% of everything you make every month going there? And the rest is spent.
That's good.
How much of a debt is necessary for you to be in? How
Mhm.
much of it is you're doing because you want to appear a certain way? So ego, right?
Yeah.
How do you manage your ego? Ego and your connection to yourself and your maker cannot exist simultaneously.
Good.
So letting go of that is necessary for you to build your spiritual wealth and your self-awareness. And when you do that, you're not measuring, none of us are measuring ourselves based on somebody else. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter how expensive the other person's car is. What's the purpose of a car? To go from point A to point B. Does it go there without breaking down? Good.
Money.
Do you need to spend? If I'm spending $250,000, it better come with a kitchen, a toilet, a bathroom, and maybe a guest bedroom, right? There is no way I am buying four wheels with it.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's probably a female perspective. But for guys, the toys get bigger and bigger. I know people who make $500,000 and they'll come and tell me, Cass, make sure I get a big bonus because I need to make it for the year end. I'm like, you make over 500,000, what are you talking about?
Woof.
You don't need to have 5 cars and a yacht and jet set everywhere and take private planes everywhere. Who are you showing off to? And does it need to be? And if you're wearing your old money doesn't wear it, new money wears it. No
Yeah.
bullish comes from that, right?
Yeah.
So wealth doesn't show, money shows. So if
Mm.
you get a white wealth mindset, then you are going to be more careful with money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then save before you spend, save before you buy. If you can't afford it, then defer the consumption. Then you're becoming less of an Epicurean and more of a mindful person.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to eat shrimp and lobsters every day. In fact, it's very unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Go vegetarian and once in a while splurge on good steaks, good seafood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are lots of different ways we can parse this, but not competing, not escalating for race to the bottom, because that's what the race is, even though it doesn't feel like that when you're racing. And keeping your ego in check so that you can connect with the divine and your inner divine, because it's the same source.
Mm.
And when you do those things, you start realizing my life is not just work and then the TV. I have a family. I have neighbors. When I'm driving, other people are driving. What if I take notice of my neighbors and 2 of my neighbors are taking a train and I'm driving? What if I say, you know what, I'm going that way. Why don't you guys or why don't you ladies hop on in the car? We'll put a schedule together and we'll go together.
Yeah.
Control is such an important thing that everybody wants to drive their own car.
Yeah.
5 people from the same neighborhood going to the same place don't have to drive 5 different cars.
Right.
That doesn't make sense. If this was a business, logistics would tell us send one guy to drop off all the packages, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we approach our life as logistics?
Yeah. That's what I was
So
thinking.
our relationships can be built while we take transportation. Our relationships can be built while I let my ego. My relationships can be built while I bring care and compassion into the community. So they're not individually 8 things I need to do. If I show up in my normal, humane self, we're all human, but it is not given that we are all humane. There's a fundamental difference. And if we all humans show up in our humane self, then all the other things fall into place. Because if I'm humane, I'm not going to cut down trees. I'm not going to destroy animals.
This is good. This is good. This is good, Dr. Cass. I appreciate you like making major deposits. Are there any other thoughts you want to share with us? Those are great closing words, but I want to leave room just in case there was a final aspect as well.
I would say don't get caught up in the fact that I'm a man and I have to do this on my own. The woman in your life is your partner. She is your matching energy. I come from a world where we believe divine is half masculine, half feminine. Both energies are combined. And it is only when both are combined the universe was created.
Yeah, that's right.
Masculine energy is
Right.
movement and action. Feminine energy is life itself.
It's
We
good.
will all be matter without feminine energy giving life.
It's good.
So if we understand that it's the combination that creates life, and we are a product of that creation, we are the gift from that creation, then when we look at our life partner, our partner, business partner, I always say if you have a business partner, make sure it's a male, female business partner. I am told in most of the Western world, men and women can't be friends. I challenge that.
Same to me. I challenge it too.
I challenge that. You and I met as strangers, we were friends, then we're brother and sister.
Yep.
It is possible if everybody channels the energy right. And it doesn't even have to be your spouse. It could be somebody who's like your sister. You and I talk about things, we share energy.
Right. That's right.
So take this journey alongside the corresponding energy so that together the composite of the energy is whole,
Mhm.
therefore you're building resiliency. You have somebody to watch out your blind spots, because the way men look at the world and the way women look at the world are different.
Yeah.
Seek female company out as a man,
Yeah.
because there are things you need in life that are spiritual, emotional, and psychological another man can't give you.
Yeah. It's good. I
And
appreciate that.
and at your end of life, the physical care you need, another man can't give you.
You don't even want it.
Even when the wife is sick and husband loves the wife, they're not capable of doing it all, because that's not what the men are wired for. A cat has to be a cat and a dog has to be a dog,
It's good.
right? Same way, we are each created for a purpose.
Mhm.
Embrace that purpose and see the beauty of it, because nothing is a mistake. Nothing is a mistake.
It's good.
And when we embrace that, then we give ourselves a chance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And all we need is a chance.
Mhm.
All we need is a chance. And it comes, as you described, with our connection with others. So yeah, thank you, Dr. Cass. This is excellent.
Thank you. So go out there and build those relationships, build your resiliency, starting from the inside out, and transition from thinking of money to
Mhm.
creating wealth and creating a life rooted in wealth that includes everything that sustains you and your life. And we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.